If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode spot. No, fuck that. I already fucked up. Reroll. All right.
Drink.
Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 506. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, correct as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
And I am Brian Shadow Emmerich.
See, and we're all back. And Selden used his deep special voice, and Shadow used his own voice, and the chat's already going nuts with some spammer, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Let's go!
Yes, yeah. But we're back for a show this week. Now, get this right out of the way today. No show next week during the 4th of July holiday. So enjoy your extra long weekend, and we'll be back the week following. So, or at least some of us will be. I forget how all our shit lays on top of each other, but yeah. Someone will be back in 2 weeks, yes. On that, why don't we just jump right in the show proper, and we'll start off with our host search, since we're kind of still looking for hosts. So if you want to sign up and try to be chosen like Shadow was, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Leave us a voicemail with you hosting, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Upload an audio file, upload a resume. If you work for CNN or someone else, just upload your demo reel, and we'll think about taking you on. Slightly consider you. So
very ambitious.
Yes. Yeah. And I remind you all, if you're in chat right now, just drop some shit in there, and we will try to work in the show. And we'll just jump right in the mailbag for feedback and questions from our last episode. We'll start off with Spider Fart comments. I forgot how much I hate that you guys get vacations during the summertime. Winky face. My car entertainment gets starved. Love the show. Yeah, we take vacations. It is what it is. It's a free ass show. We actually lose money on each show. Well, I lose money. So, so it is what it is. Spider Fart.
Yeah, I wish we could do better, but you know what? Real life sometimes interrupts, so sorry, man.
I mean, I've only been on vacation for one day of all the times I've been here.
Wow, you're the most dedicated.
Yes. Well, or you could say he's been on vacation a third of his entire tenure here. So it all depends on how you spin it. So yes.
It's true from a certain point of view.
Yes. But Spider Fart, we need vacations too. This sucks the life out of us. So we do need them, and we come back, and we're even better when we come back. Just like right now, we're all on fucking fire.
Yeah,
so,
I love your name, Spider Fart. By the way, keep it up, man.
Yeah. Keep up your name. Don't change it.
Don't change your name, man.
All right, yeah, you do you.
Discord's making everybody change their names or get rid of their numbers, but you keep Spider Fart.
Yeah. You probably lock that in. Spider Fart #001 on Discord. So, all right. Next up,
Luigi
86 asks, "What do you guys feel will be the next disruptor in the gaming industry? I know you weren't big fans of Apple's new $3,500 headset."
I'm just going to go out. First off, the Apple's new headset is not a gaming platform. The more you look at it, gaming may be part of it, but that is not what this focus of their target audience is, I think.
No.
Will they? I don't think they'll have any interruption into the platform, as you said. I just don't think that's going to be a disruptor. What's going to happen? It's really where cloud gaming is going to go. I think that's the biggest disruptor, is what the fallout of the Activision Microsoft deal is, and what stakes are at play once the fallout happens. I think I don't think Sony's not going away. Sony's too big. Sony's going to live through this. They're pushing their cloud
That's a
platform
hot
up
take,
and everything
Selden.
like that. So, and like it's who else is going to be a competitor in that cloud gaming atmosphere, and who can get the lag down, the delay, who can get those first person shooters to a competitive edge that everybody's okay playing it. That's where the biggest disruptors right now, I think, is going to be. Is still cloud gaming at this point. So
Interesting.
Yeah, I also think that Sony is not going to die.
Oh, hot take again. You two are like Nostradamus over there. Yeah.
Like and subscribe for hot takes. Yeah, no, I think that it's definitely going to be the cloud gaming and who can do it the best. I mean, right now Xbox really has that mostly on lockdown, I think, as far as consoles go. But if Sony comes and hires a firm to really get their stuff in check, they could do fine. They do have that system that's coming out that's going to be the local screen for your second screen for your PlayStation, but that's not really what people want right now, I don't think.
No one asked for that. No.
Yeah. So, if they can get something that works really well externally, or, is just that one client instead of having to buy a PS5 at all, like the Xbox is almost doing right now, right? Like you don't really have to even have an Xbox. You can just do cloud gaming in the browser, subscribe to Game Pass, and you're good.
You can own a Samsung TV. Like my new big Samsung 8K TV has that built in. I could pair a controller with it. I tried it. It works. Why is Selden losing his shit?
I was just wondering I'm surprised you only got one big ass 8K TV, not like 6 or 7 of them.
If you price out an 85-inch 8K TV, you'll see why I only bought one. So
you have 85 inches of walls, like eight of them. I don't think you probably do in your house.
No, there's very few big open walls, and this one we built intentionally for this. So yeah.
You need one outside, under on the back deck too.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what you need. No, but 8K is pretty glorious. The content that's in 8K is very limited. But the content in 4K upscaled by like the 15 AIs in that Samsung TV, like we were playing. No spoilers, but we were playing Diablo 4 the other night, and it looks fucking fantastic. And we've played upstairs on just the 75-inch 4K, and this looks a million times better. So,
what's the refresh on that one? What are you getting out of that?
Oh, it's 144. Actually, with the Xbox, I think it's capped at one. No, it is uncapped, so I'm probably getting the full 144 out of that. But that's the max of the TV is 8K 144, 8K 60, 4K 144, 4K 60, and then all the lower kit resolutions. So
nice.
Yeah. But now I forget how we got into this. Oh.
Disruptors.
Yes, we're talking about disruptors. You guys are both talking game streaming, and I did try the game streaming, which is how we segued into here. But I still think the disruptor may be on this guy's page, not the Apple's thing, but I think AR headsets are still going to be a disruptor at some point. I envision like this is what Google Glass promised like 15 years ago. I think that we're finally getting to the point where it's less creepy. You're not just walking around recording people all day.
Still creepy, but just less.
Yes, just less.
I don't know. Apple's fake eyes are pretty damn creepy if they're going to breathe.
No? Well, it actually makes it less creepy to see the fake eyes, though. Like, if people were just walking around like cyborgs with no eyes, like Geordie fucking LaForge, you'd be like, what the fuck? No, this isn't right. So I think
it's just going to take a couple guys to get in and make anime googly eyes or, all the crazy ass shit in those eyeballs.
Yep.
That's not going to.
No, that stuff does happen. Like I remember when Teslas first came out and they made no sound, and then they were like, "Oh, well, you're gonna need to make some kind of sound to be safe in public," and then they let you put any sounds on there you want. So people were like, "Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo." That was the sound coming out of Teslas as they drove by, and then they were like, "No, it has to be a realistic engine sound." So I think we're gonna see the same kind of stuff go with the eyes, and not to distract people, but yeah, I don't see game streaming as big a thing as you two do. Like I and maybe it's because I hate it in its current state with all the latency. But maybe at some point it'll be equal. But I've tried playing competitive shooters on vacation via game streaming, and it's not fun at all. Like you're your hitbox is wrong. You're always lagged behind. Yeah, I don't know. Now, granted, I did not play the version that's running the game on my own console, where I actually have like super good internet and stuff. So maybe that's a little different. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, you're still relying on, if you're away from home in that situation, you're still relying on your up and down from your home network to whatever Wi-Fi connection you're hooked up to outside
Yep.
your house. So
Yep.
it's still pretty funky.
So just along that same line, and we don't need to get super into it, but do we kind of think that all the brands of consoles we're kind of done? We're not, no more will come along. Like it's just Sony, Nintendo, Xbox. We don't think anybody else is ever going to get any clout there. It's not going to. Yeah, it's not going to be like, oh, Atari's going to come back and they're going to make a new system and it's going to be great or something like that.
We saw how
Sega.
that worked with the world's first independent console, the Ouya, and that didn't go well.
The Ouya, yeah. I think I might still have that in my closet somewhere.
Yeah, I have my Ouya somewhere too, and it has my engraved controllers and everything else. And
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see a new player into the console marketplace, but maybe Sega will come out, reintroduce himself as a service by cloud or something like that type thing.
Yeah, that's possible.
I can see that. Yeah.
So
only time will tell. Luigi 86.
But I also don't see Xbox really making a next generation console. I think that we're going to see reiterations of the Xbox Series X, whereas PlayStation is definitely going to have a PlayStation 17 or whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
Do you think they really should have started with Xbox Series A? Because then they could just go B, C, D. Now it's like X.
They've made a bunch of poor choices with the naming. We went from Xbox to Xbox 360. Like that instantly nullifies like so many numbers you could have used.
But you know why they did that, right? I mean, you remember because there was a PlayStation 2, so like we're 3.
Yes, yep.
360.
So
yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, next up, Embrace_Dark666 comments. Have you had any more co-host applications come in? I have no problem with the 3 of you, but more hosts is always better. Thanks for making my favorite podcast. Yeah, I pimped it at the beginning of the show. We're still looking. I have high standards. Except when I loaded and get Shadow in.
Wait a second. I almost went, oh, well, thank you. Oh.
Yeah. See, I had to set it up for the humorous punchline. But yeah, no. If you're as good as Shadow, we'll bring you in. But so far, we haven't anyone as good as Shadow. So,
thank you.
But yeah, Embrace_Dark666. First, you need a cooler name that rolls off the tongue. If you're you're throwing your hat in there as a co-host. I'm not sure you are. I think you just want us to find another one and you can just enjoy the entertainment. But we're looking, so we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Always good to have somebody if someone can't show up, for sure.
Yep.
I just think his last sentence it's almost like an incomplete thought. Like, thanks for making my favorite podcast. Like, making my favorite podcast better that I listen to other than you guys?
Selden. I just took that at face value. It seemed pretty nice and I didn't want to shit in it, but yeah. All right, fair enough.
But yes, still looking.
And last but certainly not least, our old friend Altius asks, now that we're well into the Microsoft hearing, what are your big takeaways so far? What testimony surprised you from both fronts? Anyone want to jump in first?
I guess the biggest surprise is that Microsoft has no problem outing Sony on things that are, price points of their next console or their handheld unit, or that they were going to make Starfield exclusive to PlayStation, and like they're not holding anything back, industry wise of what they're talking about in their show. So
no, and they have some humility. They're like, hey, we're third in the console game. We've been third since the beginning. We're always going to be third. Like, yeah.
I don't know if I'm surprised by anything, honestly. I mean, Sony's side, I'm a little surprised with how petty they're being, I guess, just because I I mean, in the past they've tried to be funny about things with the whole, "Hey, here's how you trade
Here's
game,
your
or
trade
here's how you
games. Yep, yep.
borrow games and that sort of thing." And so I thought, okay, well, but I don't know. Like Microsoft's being like pretty transparent about
Yep,
everything, and
yep,
like, yeah, we'll give you a contract for 10 years. It says we have to put stuff on Sony for then, or whatever.
yep,
And someone just doesn't even respond to that and just goes on to something else and says, "Well, but what about this?"
yep.
And so I don't know. I mean, and then well, we'll talk about it more later, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm not super surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised with how Microsoft is acting in the reverse for Sony. And I've got all the systems. I have no dog in the fight. I don't really. It's not a big deal. I prefer Microsoft usually just because I like achievements and such, but it doesn't really matter. I can play wherever it is. I don't care.
Yeah.
So
See, I don't even care about achievements anymore. So
I know we've been over that.
yeah, I just like the Xbox controller better. I like the
Yeah,
asymmetric sticks. Um,
yeah.
and I like the UI. It's like every time I turn on my PlayStation, I'm like, how do I get to this? And like, I'm at the top and the top bar. I come down, going through the side tiles. Oh, it's like, oh, you have to push the PlayStation button, and it's down at the bottom of the screen and the other things, and nothing's intuitive. And then don't even start me on my Switch. Thing's a piece of shit, but
It's easy to find stuff though. It's right there. There's nothing else.
there's literally nothing else.
No.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. It's basically hot garbage. So yeah, yeah. Hot takes from Derek D. Smooth Nolan here. The Switch sucks. Got two of them just gathering dust for years. Like the last time they were turned on was probably 3 years ago. So
Speaking of things I'm not surprised from.
oh, all right. Well, on that, I guess if you guys want to leave us any questions or comments, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@toolplay.com. You can also comment on this episode thread in the Tool Play homepage. Why don't we move on to what we're playing? So, Selden, what have you been playing this week?
I have been playing a lot more of season 4 of DMZ and COD. Loving it. The changes that they've made. They keep adding new maps, new missions, and the reset was good. So it's been a lot of fun playing through a lot of the stuff that they are putting out in the DMZ. It was a little, sweaty, when the season first dropped. It was, everybody's in there hardcore playing everything. Everything was player killer. But now that things have settled down, it's getting back to where you can meet up with others, and form a 6-man and blast through some stuff and have a lot of fun. So been having a blast with that. Other than that, played a lot of Zelda, exploring the underworld, overworld, midworld, everything in between. So having a lot of fun with that. It's Zelda classic. It's a
I wouldn't
good
say it's Zelda
Nintendo strong.
classic.
Well,
No.
Breath of the Wild type of
Yeah,
classic. How's
the
that?
new non-classic
the
Zelda.
new Zelda era.
Yeah.
And it's just been a blast. I've been having a lot of fun with that. And our boy Blue Steel over in the chat had talked about on the Discord Vampire Hunters. He actually jumped in to play a little bit, so it got me going back to playing a few games of that. So that's pretty much all I've been playing.
The wrong vampire game, but anyway. Shadow, how about you?
Oh, right. Survivors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also been playing Zelda most of the time when I've been playing anything. Just because I haven't had a lot of time to play lately. I've been traveling some, and then when I've been hanging around, I've just been watching some movies. But definitely playing Zelda when I can, and same with Selden. It's pretty great. It's like twice as good as Breath of the Wild, I would say. I got the underworld map complete, and that's kind of what I do, is I just wander around and get all the, I think I mentioned that before, just kind of get all
you
the
just roam,
the
don't give a
points,
shit
and then
about the thing.
yeah. But then I'm like, oh, I should probably finally do the story. And so I'm on the last of the temples. Well, the fourth of the temples. I don't know if it's the last, but the lightning temple. So I've been working on that. Got to the boss, died from some BS, and then I threw the controller. No, I didn't. But I turned it off. I'm like, I'll come back to it later. Also, I started the Sea of Stars demo, that game comes out in August. It's reminiscent of Chrono Trigger, if you like that sort of old Japanese RPG style. And so far it seems pretty good. So I'll play that demo some more, and if I feel like it, I may pick it up in August. But I've been kind of putting off buying games just because I'm gonna play Zelda till I beat that, and then maybe by the time I'm done with that, the stuff I want to buy will be on sale, possibly. The Star Wars game that came out, I want to buy that. What is this? Jedi Survivor?
Yeah,
Is it
I
Survivor? Yeah.
think now I'm confusing the first one and the second one, but I think it's Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, so I want to play
Yes.
that, but that'll eventually be cheaper probably. And then Final Fantasy 16, I hear is really good, and that's a whole time sink that I don't know if I want to get started on quite yet in the summer. So that might be a fall thing, but of course, and then you got Starfield, and then I got Alan Wake, and then I got Mario, and I got all this stuff, Spider-Man. So who knows? Maybe I
Might
won't
as
ever
well
play
just
that.
clone yourself. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Fred, no
That's right.
time.
Yep.
But that's it. Yeah, that's all I got going.
Well, I, unlike Selden, who's playing Vampire Hunters, I would have liked to have played Vampire
It's-
Survivors this week, but
I retract what I said. It was Vampire Survivors. I just wrote it down wrong. I was rushing to get to the
Oh,
I knew you did, which is why I took advantage of you. So
I thought maybe
didn't-
there was a second game called Vampire Hunters. I don't know.
So I've been on vacation. Obviously, I haven't had time to play a whole lot. So I'm only just a night of Diablo 4 with Tiff doing the couch co-op thing. So, but I do look forward to getting more back into more of my pocket games like Diablo and Vampire Survivors, not Hunters, and some of those type of games. Fall Guys, like those are like the games that you can just come on for 10 minutes or you can come on for an hour and just have fun with. So. I do look forward to playing.
Is
more
Diablo
games
a game that you can just come on for 10 minutes in Diablo?
It is when you forget that you guys quit just before a giant boss battle, and then you come on, and then you sit down, and then it's the giant boss battle, and then you're like, "Fuck this!" And then you shut it off after 10 minutes, and then you watch the remaining episodes of that show that's on Prime
There,
Video.
Black Mirror.
Citadel. Yes.
Citadel. Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So after we quit Diablo 4 last night, we're like, "Fuck this! Let's just finish Citadel." So we went through the remaining episodes of Citadel.
Sound like me with Zelda. It's like, yeah, just screw it.
Yeah. It was like we're not even at a point where it's fair. Like we go in and it's like these bosses are hitting us for like half health each shot, and we're like, "Okay, I'm using a pot." There you go. I used all 4. I got nothing. And then it's like, I'm down. I'm 2. And then everybody's down. And then, yeah, so we got to go grind some side quests or something because somehow we pushed the story forward too far, too quick. But it's still a lot of fun.
Diablo's another one that I want to buy eventually. Maybe when it goes on sale, or maybe when Microsoft buys Activision. Get it for free?
Yeah. So you never know.
Yeah.
There's a
Holding that
couple
hope.
games. There's a couple games like that I'm at, like right before like a big boss or something like that, and like you need that warm up sometimes for some of those big bosses. Like, you don't want to just
you
go
don't
back
come in
in
cold. You forget what all the buttons are, and like now we're to the point where we have like all of the skills attached to all the buttons, and you're like, "Oh yeah, we got this." And then the first thing you do, it's like my turn into mist and hide from things button. I'm like, now I can't even cast anything for 5 to 10 seconds. Like, yeah, it's fucked up. So, but maybe we'll try that again later this week. So, all right. Well, on that, why don't we slip out of this and move on over in the new releases? The first new release out this week is Park Beyond. That is out for the Xbox, the PlayStation, the PC. This is a theme park creation simulator management game. But this one is known for its craziness of it's got some index of like impossibility. So you can actually create rides that would not really work in the real world. And that impossibility factor like plays into their excitement and everything else that people are enjoying them, or the enjoyment factor. Like you can't really put someone in real life through like 20 G's, but in this game, you can squish their face to the back of their skull and let them out, and they're going to be like, "That's the best ever." So looks pretty cool. I just don't have time for this shit.
Yeah, it's a pass
Yeah.
on mine. But
Next new release out this week is Final Fantasy 16 out for the PlayStation. To describe this, it's another silly Final Fantasy game. It's dumb. No characters are cool. None are likable. The story's weird and unauthentic. So in case you can't figure this out, I don't plan on picking this up. But how about you guys?
I will say
Thanks for that.
the Final Fantasy games, it's almost as bad as the Xbox with their naming convention. I don't know if you wanted to play through a series of these games. It seems like there's been 17 versions of Final Fantasy 7. Or it's weird. Their numbering convention, they're going back and forth between remasters, remakes, and
Ultra
future
remix.
ones. And it's like, where would you choose to play? Or I'm like, fuck it. It's too much effort to even think about trying to get into it. So I've played a couple and I like them, but it's weird.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the old games up until 10, and I didn't have it at PS2, so I didn't play it. But yeah, I mean, you got the remakes, and then you got the remakes that are broken into pieces, and then you've got the series that get offshoot from like sevens. Then you have all those offshoots from 7, plus the new remake with the 3 pieces, or however many it's going to be. I like the first remake part that they did. That was really good. I haven't played the DLC yet, but I'm looking forward to the second part because it was really fun. And it was a lot more straightforward than I think the original game was. I did play the original game way back, but it's been so long, and those things are so clunky now. I really wouldn't want to go back and play it. So, but the new one was good. 16, I'm hearing really good things. I didn't care for 15. I started it and I just said, yeah, these are just like a bunch of dude bros driving around in a car, and it didn't feel like Final Fantasy to me. This looks more like the old fantasy style, like the really like medieval setting and stuff. So
See, that's
I'm
the part
interested
that
in it.
I don't understand about Final Fantasy. Like, there's cars, but there's swords, but there's this, but there's that. None of it makes any sense.
The 15 did not make sense. I don't know what they were doing with that one. People liked it. I couldn't get into it. This is more like going back to like the old style, but just, modern graphics and all that. So, yeah, but it's all
they invented bath salts.
Right.
Yes, yeah. The whole dev team was like, bath salts.
Drive a car around
cars.
Medieval.
Yes. Cars.
Swords, cards, swords.
Yeah.
Let's mash buttons.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm interested in it, but probably wants to drop some price. If it does, I don't know. I'm not even sure if they do. If Sony drops prices much on their Final Fantasies, probably not. But maybe Christmas.
So the moral of the story is, maybe you might hear a little bit about this game from Shadow sometime 6 months in the future. So
maybe, yeah.
All right, and the last new release out this week is AEW Fight Forever. This is out for the Xbox, the PlayStation, the Switch, and the PC. This is the wrestling game that's not the WWE. It's fucked up. It's a weird game. It's wrestlers you don't know. But I am going to come out here with a confession, and this is going to be a crazy confession. So there was a Friday night where Tiff and I finished our games, and we turned on the TV, and I was getting ready to switch over to the Food Network and see, because it was a Friday, so it would have been Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, the marathon of it. That would have been awesome. But we ended up on the channel that had WWE Raw or Fight Night or whatever thing it was, and it was so absurdly hilarious. They had these dudes that were like the pretty boys, and they had like shirts that stopped here, and they just show their man boobs and their pecs or their chest. It was so bizarre. So then we just had a bunch of drinks and we just made fun of the show for 2 hours. And then the other day we were in the plane, it was on again, and we were the only 2 people on the plane watching this stupid thing, and we're losing our shit cracking up. So it is probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen on TV, but it is a fun way to turn TV into a drinking game, maybe. So, yeah. But I'm not playing AEW Fight Forever. If I was going to do anything, I would play a WWE game to make fun of those guys. Because I don't even know these guys. Are either you guys wrestling people?
No.
Yeah. You shouldn't be.
No. So would you say it took a detour from Flavortown? Is it good
Oh,
there?
it definitely. The mayor of Flavortown was not in the house because Guy would have put them in their place. We're rolling out on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Come with me to a small Massachusetts town where Derek D. Smooth Nolan is rocking the joint with his hot ass wings. Sorry, sorry. Yeah.
Is that still new? Is he still on it? Like,
Oh,
is it new episodes?
they're on season 37 or 38 right
Jeez.
now.
I used to watch that back when I first moved to Chicago. It was like 2005, I
It's
think.
Food Network is literally our white noise channel. It's always on in the family room. So if you're in the kitchen cooking, you're doing whatever, there's always Food Network on. And Fridays, it is diners, drive-ins, and dives from noon until 2 or 3 in the morning. So you just episode after episode after episode. And at least in our family, I love it, and our son Evan loves it. But everyone else pretty much they could do without Food Network. But it is what it is. Yeah, I kind of take control of the TV, and that's what's on. So,
Yeah, my favorite food show is Good Eats, but it's over
good
now.
with
So
Alton Brown. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You can no, but that's you can just watch infinite reruns.
Oh,
Then they're all
I
good.
do.
Yeah,
I do for sure.
and they did have the shows where he came back and he did like I
Yeah.
fucked this up back in the day, and now this is
Yeah.
the real deal. Yes, yeah.
Reloaded, yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
yep. So, not to segue away from AEW Fight Forever, this quality game, but
What were we
Yes,
talking
I think Carlos in chat agrees with us also.
yeah. Oh, nice. All right. Moving on to news. Now, Shadow, before we get to our traditional news story, Shadow's added some discussion points here for us. So, Shadow, you want to take the lead on these?
Yeah, so we've been off for a couple weeks, and we missed all kind of the faux E3 stuff that got announced. Sony, I don't think had anything necessarily, but Xbox and Nintendo had their directs. So I just threw up a link here with just kind of some of the stuff that was shown. At Xbox, we got Fable, which they finally showed after I don't even know how many years. It's been they had like a preview a couple of years ago. And so they showed another little short section from it, and it may not even be in the game, but it was funny. I
Yeah.
liked it. Had Richard from the guy from IT Crowd
Yeah.
was
Yep.
the giant in it, which was pretty funny. And the protagonist looked like a woman, I think, and it was funny. I don't know. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. I would imagine probably Christmas 2025.
Yeah, I would
That's
guess
what
probably
I'm
at least a
kind
year
of
and a half out. Yeah.
figuring, yeah, because I mean they didn't show any gameplay. They just showed that pre-rendered just
And that's what they
scene,
always do.
which
That's their thing is the cutscenes. Like, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know, but I'm a big Fable fan, and I can't wait for that.
I know.
I
Just
miss it.
inside baseball here, folks. Like before the show started, I was trying to get Shadow on, and he was like, he was still playing Fable Heroes. He's like, I just got a few more minutes of Fable Heroes, and then I'll be on. So yeah, that's how big
You
a fan
dick.
he is. Yes.
That'd be a no for me, dog.
I
We also got Compulsion's new game. Compulsion's now on Xbox Studio, I believe,
think
and
so.
they have South of Midnight coming out, which looks they made We Happy Few, which I did not play, but it looked kind of like a Bioshock-esque type thing.
Yep.
This looks like it's really cool animation. Looks like it's maybe in like Louisiana or something. Had a skeleton guy playing a guitar, and
Down on the
looked pretty
bayou.
sweet. I don't know exactly what it will be. It was mostly just cutscene, but
That's the problem with these things. Is like you're like,
looks like
it could be
third
cool.
person. Yeah, could be cool. Looks like a third person magic adventure is what it says. So got that coming. Star Wars Outlaws, which looks like it's something completely separate from all the other Jedi stuff. And you're just an outlaw, and you have an open world and open planets, and that looks pretty sweet. I'm looking forward to that. Ubisoft was talking about it on their presentation too, but they mentioned it there. I'm just kind of skimmed through some of this stuff. Payday 3, I do not care about, but if anybody likes the Payday stuff, 3 is coming out.
Yeah.
And I think that's on Game Pass as well. Pretty sure. Maybe. That's Xbox, PlayStation, PC.
Yeah, no,
Might
because
be.
the Payday games, I'll tell you from past history, seeing Payday 2 at E3, I believe it was 2017 or 2019, they had the most giant setup, and their booth was packed with people that are like, they were clamoring for two. And I was like, really? And now this third one's around. So I think they have a built-in audience.
Yeah, they have a big
yeah.
cult following that
Yep.
is super into those games when they come out.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I mean, it's been around for a while and it seems to do pretty well. So I mentioned it just because I knew that I'm sure there are listeners that play those games. So, and that's coming out sometime shortly, I think. September 3rd. So very soon.
Right around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah. Persona 3 Reload, the Persona games are coming finally to Xbox. Avowed finally got shown some of it. Obsidian makes that, and that's going to be Xbox Game Pass game whenever it comes out. It says it's supposed to come out in 2024. We'll see. We didn't see much of it.
Yeah, it's that's a 20.
It didn't look like it was anywhere near being done. I don't think we even saw gameplay.
No.
Maybe slight, but it's supposed to be like a Skyrim type game, which from what they showed, if it is, it's got some time to cook. So yeah, I don't really see that.
But this is another one of those, like, their Persona 5 was out or coming out, and like now they're going to Persona 3 Reloaded.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's like, how many times can they rehash
games? When it came to the Xbox 2 months ago, they released 3 games at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense. No.
Well, it's just catching up on the PlayStation because they finally got the contract to be able to do it. So those I think they're coming out on the Switch as well. So
it's like Street Fighter 4 Redux Remix, Jerk Off Edition, Frat Boy, Beer Chug, Special. Like they just keep adding gnomes on to the end. Yes, yeah,
that's true. I think this one's actually because it was like a PSP game or something, so they're just completely remaking. I don't know. I don't play the games, but they always looked interesting to me. But then I heard they took like 150 hours to go through and be every character. I'm like, I don't have the time for that. So, but a lot of people love those games. Sea of Thieves has a cool DLC for Hit coming out very soon. Legend of Monkey Island DLC, which I don't play Sea of Thieves much, but that looks so cool. And of course, we all have Sea of Thieves because we have Game Pass, and I played it some, but that's actually already that's July 20th. So we know where it'll be on July 20th, so we can find it there.
I still want to get back to Sea of Thieves at some point. Like, I really love
that
game.
I always say that.
But like, I actually bought the game too, even though it was on Game Pass. I paid money for it.
Oh wow!
Real cash, D-smooth money.
And probably since the last time you played it, they've added so much content to it. You're like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah, I was talking to one of our kids, Dylan, and he's a pirate legend in that game. He's like, I might go back. Yeah, I might go back. I don't know.
Right.
It's like so much time and all my stuff. Now I have to regrind the reps and this, and that's the part that makes me not want to do that. But yeah,
it's like Destiny. You have to go, oh no, my stuff's not worth anything. I got to get new stuff.
Yeah, I got to replace my exotics with grays. Yeah.
Hellblade 2 is coming out next year, which I still haven't played the first one. I keep almost starting it, and then I kind of get
sensible.
I don't know. No, it's supposed to be great. It's just I feel like once I get in, I'm going to be in it. It's supposed to be very intense, very intense. So I will start that someday, and then I might play 2. Like a Dragon 8, if you guys like that, that's coming out.
Yeah.
Like a Dragon 8, Yakuza, no, and Starfield.
There's the one everyone loves.
Awesome.
Did anyone pre-download this on the Xbox?
You can pre-download it?
You can pre-download it for September, whenever it fucking comes out. It's a tiny download.
Yeah, it's like
but it's not gold.
It's like 10 megs. It's like
but it also has like some like a DLC thing that comes with it. So I think it's probably something you only get if you pre-download now. So
good to know.
Yeah, so I pre-downloaded it. Just saying.
That looks amazing. Yeah, so I wasn't sure. I mean, I don't know. I just wasn't 100% sure on it, but now I am. Like, it looks like No Man's Sky meets, like, I don't know. It's Mass Effect, Skyrim. It's just
all of the things.
Looks really cool. Yeah, it looks really cool. And just building your own ship. Like, I could build like the Millennium Falcon or something if I wanted to. Build whatever. And it just seems like a huge time sink. So But,
That's
if you got
that's the games you love. You're like,
Yeah,
let me
that's
list
true.
the games I like. Zelda,
Final
Zelda,
Fantasy.
Tears of the Kingdom,
Yes.
Yeah.
all of the Personas,
All the rules.
yes,
No,
and all of the Final Fantasies.
all the Final
Yes,
every one of them.
yeah.
All of them.
I will admit that during the Starfield showcase that I was starting to get a little worried when the lady said she's collecting sandwiches. I'm like, oh, this is going to be the biggest fucking
Yes.
Sony
That
meme
is so
out there.
Skyrim, though.
I'm like,
Yes.
Sony, if they played it, they were probably going to run with that and make fun of it. But I don't think they haven't, which is surprising.
They were too dumb. Yeah.
I remember people collecting like ferrets and crap in Skyrim, just filling their house with them. Yeah,
Yep.
that's very similar. The last thing I know, I will probably talk more about that, but the last game I wanted to mention was Clockwork Revolution, which I thought looked really cool. It looks sort of like Bioshock Infinite style. It's like a steampunk dystopia, and it's a time what do you call it, like a time travel thing, but where you like you can switch between different eras immediately, I believe.
Yeah.
Sort of like if anybody's played Singularity back in the day. I don't know if you remember that game. It's like a first person shooter where you had a gun and you could shoot things and they would go like back in time, or like spaces that would go back in time. It kind of gave me that vibe, and I love that stuff. So I love the style, I love the time stuff. So that's very
Shadows in, guys. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm definitely in on that.
Yeah, during the showcase, like when this came out, I'm like, oh, great, another Bioshock game, because I mean it reeks of Bioshock.
Yeah,
like,
it
oh
does.
my god. But then Clockwork Revolution. Yeah, so it's definitely one I'm going to be playing. So
yeah,
looking forward to that.
And then I'm just gonna go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna skim through the Nintendo stuff. So Nintendo's Direct, Super Mario RPG Remake announced for October. Very excited about that because I've never played through the original, because it came out like at the very tail end of the Super Nintendo, and I sold that for the N64, so I rented it, but I never owned it and I never finished it. So that looks really good. Detective Pikachu 2, if anybody played the first one on 3DS, they may be interested in that. My son probably will be interested in that. Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1 confirmed for Switch. This has a bunch of stuff. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, Solid 3, Snake Eater, Metal Gear 2 Solid.
So games that look good on real consoles are now ported to a baby console.
And I don't know if it's going to be that online thing where it's like you have to be online, uses the cloud. I don't think it is. It looks good though. So those are all coming. WarioWare, Move It, if you like that.
Yeah, I saw that it's going to get you moving around.
Yeah. Moving. And Pikmin 4 stuff's come. They showed a bunch of that. If you like Pikmin 4, that's out July 21st. The demo's coming out, I think, Wednesday. So there'll be a demo of that. Pikmin 1 and 2 is coming out, and some tracks from Mario Kart 8. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon remaster. So if you ever played that on 3DS and you like that game, that's going to remaster coming out sometime. They didn't have a date for that, but probably in the spring, I'd imagine. And Vampire Survivors. Is that on Switch? So now Derek can play it on the toilet.
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly content, and like I haven't even played it on my phone. I'm perfectly content on only playing on the Xbox. So yeah, I'll let my Switch just run. But I'd rather that thing die than me use it. But yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if you ship that to me, and I can give it to one of my kids if you don't want it. Let's see. Now the last thing, I'm just zooming through here. I know the last thing we have is Super Mario Wonder, which is going to be a new 2D Mario coming out in October.
That's the only thing I thought was good out of this at all. So
first one in like
Nintendo laid heavily on their library, so nothing out of the ordinary, nothing super great.
That's all you expect them to do is lean deep into their own IP and put out garbage hardware. So
Well, I'm not going to agree with you, but okay. Their hardware's not the best.
I know you secretly winked at me. I saw it.
Right?
Yeah.
They need to put out a new system probably next year. I think they're kind of done. They're sort of just going, okay, well, here's the end of our stuff. We're doing a remake, we're doing a Mario 2D game and Pikmin 4, which they said they're going to put out, but I think they're kind of done. Maybe next spring they'll put out one, but you never know because they never show their hand. It's always like, and the Switch 2 is coming out in a month. So
'cause everyone loves a 720p console. That's literally on every kid's Christmas list. They're like, I got 8K in my fucking basement here, and someone's
what
like,
if
720p? I think this could be the next big thing. Like, no,
what if Nintendo put out like a console that was better than the Series X?
that
Would you
the
change your
only-
mind?
Yes, I would absolutely change my mind because all they do is
Okay.
make a console that's a half a generation behind everyone else. So if they were actually like put their dick out in front stream, was like, and let that dick hang out there, and we're like, 16K, motherfuckers, and then you're like, what does that even mean? Like that would be the baller move for Nintendo, and then they would future-proof themselves, and then be like, oh, Xbox and Sony are finally catching up. They're at 8K now, but but Nintendo planted the seed early, and they're at 16K. I think Microsoft and Nintendo have at least 8 to 10 years to catch up, and then it would be like the greatest console battle ever.
Why is Nintendo British?
That's the reviewers.
Yes. I picked a British reviewer. It's like it's Trent from the Independent. Yes, yes.
It'll be interesting to see what Nintendo does because usually they have a console that flops after they have a successful one.
You mean like
Wii U.
The Wii U? Yes,
yeah, the Wii U, or and it's just like, where do they go from the Switch, where they keep the handheld feel but keep a console going? I just don't know what it'll be interesting to see what they come out with because
I think they're done with the just home consoles. I think it's all going to be like this from now on. It's going to be pretty much the same thing. I think just more powerful.
Yeah,
I'd imagine. So we'll see. But
then maybe I'm not in. So we'll see. Yeah,
worked well for them so far. I think this is this their best selling console? It might be.
They're all.
I don't know if it's beat the Wii.
They just keep running them until they become the best console, and then they do the next one. So
it prints money.
Yep. I think Nintendo DS is probably still selling somewhere. So,
well, yeah, but they're not getting money for them because they're done.
Yep. All right. Well, let's move on over into the rest of gaming news. First story, and most important, Vampire Survivors is getting 4-player couch co-op. Now, I know everyone out there has been clamoring for this. I certainly know I have, because my family looks at like I'm a nut when I play Vampire Survivors. But now 4 of us at a time will be able to play the game. And this is like, it's a can time game. You know you're not in for more than 30 minutes. Like, what better game is there to do couch co-op with this? I know Selden has recently dipped into Vampire Hunters, but hopefully we can get him into Vampire Survivors and have him try this out so that he can try the co-op version with his kids and wife. And yeah, you guys have 4 people. This is your perfect family-sized co-op game.
Now, is it 4-player co-op on the same screen, or can like somebody be over there on the Switch playing?
Everyone is over there sitting. No, this is couch co-op. It's so even in the name of the story. Co-op. It says Vampire Survivors is getting 4-player couch co-op. So it's in the name of the story. And sometimes
if you're not sitting on the couch, it doesn't work. You have to like sit on the couch.
And
then it looks at you and it goes, "You're sitting on the couch." Okay,
you're on the floor. Get the fuck on the couch. Get up with the rest of the family. Sure, you only have a love seat. Pack in there, motherfuckers. Like
it's a couch
scans. Is that it's no? I'm sorry, that's a love seat.
Yeah, no, it measures. Like, because there's no more Kinect camera, so now there's distance between Bluetooth things. It's like, no, your Bluetooth signature is too far away from theirs.
GPS, okay.
Yes, so I'm looking forward to this.
So is it going to be 4 quadrants where each has their own screen, or is it all the same screen?
Yep.
Oh, that sounds like pandemonium.
Oh, it is gonna be. It's gonna be chaos.
Especially the maps that aren't like linear or that have the ability to go north, south, east, west. Is it gonna do the Lego?
No, it's not gonna split the screen. Someone's gonna hold you up and you're gonna be like, "Hey, asshole, get over here with the rest of us." Yeah.
Like the
Lego
olden
really
days.
is the one that went through lots of steps on the couch go up, where you'd be teleported back, or you would lock the screen, or now they
Yeah.
split the screen. It's like
Yeah.
they tried lots of versions, so hopefully they lock down
No,
the
Lego
four-person couch.
really pioneered this because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, people hate it because they're playing with their 6-year-old kid and that kid's like hanging in the corner like he's eating paste. And then they're like, no, you get over, no, get over here with, okay, I'm coming back to get you. And then you come next to me and then we'll go, no, do not go. No, you don't need to build that. Just come here. We're going to go. No. Yes. And everyone that's ever played any Lego game with a kid just knew
Knows
exactly what I was saying. Yes. So,
Yes.
Yeah, I really loved the Legos version where it was like the free flowing,
dynamic,
like split
like
screen,
it split
like
the screen.
dynamic.
Yeah, I
and
like
then,
that.
then it would
Yes.
rotate as you went around.
Yeah.
Like that was the
Yeah.
best version of it, I think.
Because
so.
it protected you from dumb people.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and now we're back. Yes. Yeah. So, all right.
Or
So,
from 3-year-olds.
yeah, exactly. Oh, one could argue 3-year-olds are dumb people, but just saying, they just haven't learned the stuff yet. So,
Sure.
all right. Next story.
Sony's prepared to cut Activision Blizzard from PlayStation 6 plans. Oh, let's see. So, yeah. So they've decided that
yes.
they've decided that if Blizzard gets, or if Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard, and then they will not show them their new PlayStation 6 when that comes out, so they can't start developing for it, because then they'll be part of Microsoft, and then that's the enemy. So says we have
Yeah,
some good stuff cooking.
Yeah, this is just a self-fulfilling prophecy that Sony said that they're going to give us a dumbed down version of COD if they take him. And like, well, if you don't give us a dev kit, of course we're going to give you a dumbed down version because we don't know what the fuck
really
we're
is,
programming for.
Yep.
Yep.
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So
It's just more of this, oh, woe is us. You can't do this because we'll do this. Well, you don't have to. Well, we're going to. So
you're going to know all about our console and all about the capabilities. We cannot possibly give this to you. No. Well, sorry. Then you did get your shitty version of all
they
the
can
games.
definitely put up a firewall there.
Yep.
They can definitely legally do that, and yeah, it would not be a problem. People do that at law firms and stuff all the time. Like,
No,
you can't see the stuff.
We do it in our company. So
Yeah.
So we have stuff that we do here, and then we have stuff that we sell to competitors, and all of those two things are completely separate, and no one is the wiser on either side of that. There's legal boundaries to these things where it's massively illegal if you don't have that boundary. So
Yep. Yeah, but they want to play dumb with that and act like the victim.
But it's Microsoft, so we can't possibly do that. No, I don't know why I gave him the Matthew McConaughey voice for that one, but
So it's got British and we got Matthew McConaughey.
yeah. I got a million of them. You got this, Shadow. Don't worry. Yeah, you'll figure me out eventually. So yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't get a Southern one when you were talking about AEW wrestling.
You just wait.
golly gee, I love fucking AEW wrestling. It's so fucking sick. Oh, they hit each other with chairs. Oh my god.
That's like Letterkenny there almost.
You're alienating 80% of your audience. We're fucking sister fuckers. Yeah, okay.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I went there. Yeah.
Yes.
We got a lot
this
of
our
show
audience
left.
goes down all the time. Yeah. All right. No, there's actually not a lot of show left. And once we're in the news stories, this is when we can go nuts. So yeah.
All right.
Selden, go nuts. Oh, you
right,
just took one. Oh no, you didn't.
The original Call of Duty Warzone Battle Royale will shut down in September. Activision is focusing on the future of Call of Duty content instead. Activision is putting out a lot of shit for the new Warzone 2 and DMZ, so it's no surprise that they're finally cutting off the original Warzone, especially with the mobile version and everything else going on. I don't think that it's at some point you got to cut your ties to the old version and just go full force into the first new one. So
see, this was my argument on this too. When I like the other night, Tiff and I and Dylan were in the car, and Dylan was like, "Do you know all this controversy about Call of Duty Warzone?" And I was like, "I don't give a shit." And he's like, "Oh no, let me tell you." And I guess because people are pissed at where the new Warzone is, some giant number of people have gone back and they're playing classic Warzone and not Warzone. So like the numbers are like, instead of being like this where they were, they've gone back and it's like way higher of people playing classic. So this is like literally a shots fired from Activision Blizzard saying, "Oh no, you can't go back and play the old one. Play the new thing you hate." So
Yeah,
Wow.
but the original Call of Duty Warzone, by the time that Call of Duty Warzone 2 came out, was so riddled with cheaters and hackers and everything else that was going on in the game. Nobody wanted to play that fucking thing anyway.
no, but everyone wants to play now. It's only because you play the game that no one plays. You play the Tarkov game.
Oh, everybody plays that. Everybody loves that.
Everybody like sounds like every time I join, I'm with my same 3 friends. It's crazy. Like, how do I even matchmake with these guys every time? Yeah, no, you're in the minority here. Like, I feel like people are hating on Call of Duty, and they've gone back to what they knew, and now this is kind of like a shots over the bow from Activision. Like, I don't know, but
I mean, can you imagine if well, I guess 343 or Microsoft decided, oh, Halo's been out, or Halo 3 or 4 or whatever's been out long enough, we need to shut those servers
shut
off.
down the
People would
previous ones. Yeah.
riot.
Oh, they would go nuts.
They would
Ape
riot,
shit.
and yet this has been out how long? The original Warzone's been out a couple of years.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
with the live game service platform that they're working off of, I mean, the reason I don't even know why they left it open in the first place for as long as they did. They should have shut it down when Warzone 2 came out, because Fortnite doesn't have Fortnite 1 out still. Like
Yeah,
they
no,
just
that's
Okay.
true.
shut it down and moved on. So
So it's just all the same thing. It's just this is the new version of the same thing.
for the most
Okay.
part, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So-
Next story. E3 may be canceled for 2024 and 2025. Now, I know this is a super fucking hot take, because
My
this goes-
surprise face.
this goes against everything that I've said. But really what's going on, to summarize the story in a 1-minute blurb so we can move on in the show. So the Los Angeles Convention Center has said, hey, there's no E3 here next year or the year after. This is your first information about this. And then E3 is like, whoa, slow your roll, bitches. We may be doing something in the future if we can figure something out, and it may not be in LA, which would be super weird. But granted, they did the one Santa Barbara year, but this could be anywhere after that. So basically, ReedPop and the ESA are trying to figure out some new way to brand E3. It's definitely not going to be as cool, especially without Pactor being there in LA. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But at least there's no E3s for the next 3 years, so we can stop sweating this and then decide what happens in 2026.
E3 is dead.
Yeah.
There's just a few guys in a room going, oh, maybe we can get some more money out of this, maybe somehow.
No, it's not just people in the room. It's people outside the room. Like, I want E3 back. Pactor wants E3 back. As soon as the E3 came out this year, he's like, yeah, my party's back. We're going. And then, sure enough, he got fucked over. But we all wanted to go back to the way it was. Like, is there anything wrong with that?
Well, so I mean, do you think if it does come back in 3 years, it will just be industry and not public?
I would certainly hope so. That was the beginning of the downfall of E3 when they let in the blue badges. That's paying losers that came in that didn't deserve to be there. Yes, yeah. So
Mouth breathers.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy that at least there's still some resuscitatory hope for E3 in 2026. So yeah.
Good luck.
It's dead.
All right, next story.
Microsoft is raising Xbox Game Pass prices for Ultimate and console. Microsoft announced an increase in Xbox Game Pass price for console and Ultimate subscribers. Goes into effect July 6th. For anyone who isn't a Game Pass subscriber, and current subscribers will start paying more on August 13th. So that's the monthly subscribers. I'm paid up till I think next spring or something. I had like 3 years. So
Nice.
whenever they started it, this is the first increase since they started it, and it was $14.99 for a month for Ultimate. Now it'll be $16.99 for US for a month. So it's $2 more a month, and it's $1 more a month for the
one.
Ultimate,
Yeah,
the regular one, for just consoles. So if you get everything, it's $2 more. But I mean, it's the first time since they've raised it 6 years.
No,
I think that's
it's pretty
fair.
reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's $2 a month. It's not a big deal. What I really want is for them
the family
to
pack that they've been trading. Yes,
Yeah.
they showed off in all these other
It's
countries
in
that we
other
still don't have.
countries.
Yes,
It's not here. I looked it up just to make sure earlier, and I was like, why
I
is
look
it
it
not
up
here
once
yet?
a week. I'm like,
I mean,
Xbox
it's
Game
definitely
Boy.
worth it for you, for sure. I have 2 boxes, and I have one son who plays with me, and so I have my home console set on the one that he plays on, so that when he can just log in and not worry about it. But then I just log in the other one myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be good. I mean, I don't know how much it would cost.
We have 6 of us total.
Yeah, see,
and we
it's
have
way better
a
for you.
shitload of consoles. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's going to be, double the price, I probably won't do it. But for you, if it's double the price, it's way more worth it for you.
It would be worth it because Tiff and I
Yeah, for
already
you.
paid double the price for 2
Yeah.
of us. Yes.
Yeah.
So we already buy 2 full ass subscriptions to cover 4 of the 6 of us. It would be nice to cover all 6 of us. So.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, this increase isn't a big deal, but go ahead, Selden.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, the family plan needs to get the fuck out. It needs to get out here in the United States so that we can get it. So,
all right, Selden has spoken.
That'd be nice.
but yeah, the actual
it needs to get the fuck out. Microsoft, Selden, 007, Selden. Yeah, it needs to get the fuck out. All right.
But talking about subscription services, MetaQuest Plus subscription offers 2 VR titles per month coming out from Meta. Especially as the Quest 3 is due out this fall, Meta has put their hat into the subscription service. Looks like it's going to cost the users $8 per month or $60 per year. And will run on the Meta platform so that you'll get your VR titles. It'll be a surprise if they don't move this into a more where you need to pay to use their services in general, like what Microsoft does and PlayStation does. If you want to do online gaming, they haven't done that yet. They haven't said they're going to do that yet, but it's probably within the horizon that they might move to that platform as well. But $60 per month for 2 games a month on the Meta, that's not actually a bad deal. I mean, most of the games are like $15 to $25 each if you buy them outright. At least the ones that are worth a while.
So it's like $8 a month.
So $8 a month isn't bad. So
yes,
I still haven't tried VR anything, so but it looks cool.
That's so weird to me.
Yeah.
Ever?
No.
Not even went to a Microsoft store and tried VR there.
Oh. No.
You should check your local library. They might have a VR headset you could just borrow and play in the
you
library.
You really need to slip into this. Yeah. Because once you feel it, it's like.
Yeah, it's one thing I'm concerned with. I'm like, is it another thing I need to get into? I don't know. It'd be cool to try though, I think. So I gotta find. It's
definitely a lot less of a time sink than 150 hours in RPG because you can't sit in a VR headset 150 hours without puking all over yourself. So
yeah, that's what I'd say. If you could find someplace to try it first before you buy, because that's the worst thing you're going to do is spend $300 on a headset and realize, oh, my motion sickness kicks in within 5 minutes every time I put the headset on. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't get motion sickness almost ever, but who knows? It's a new experience, so it's possible I might. But I mean, do you need a lot of? I'm concerned about space. Where do you need a lot of space around you? Or
you might not have enough space in your theater.
That's true. I do have space there, but with it on my head, I might be running into the walls. I don't know.
Yes. I find ceiling height is the biggest. The ceiling height and walls. I mean, so
okay. My ceiling's super low down here because it's the basement, but upstairs would be fine.
Yeah, no, we have no issues with the PSVR 2. People are running around the room going crazy. And
is it all wireless or are you wired with PSVR 2?
PSVR 2 has a single wire now still.
Okay.
But the Oculus bullshit is wireless, but the graphics show it. So it's
But it's
a
bullshit.
balancing act. So yeah.
All right, cool.
All
I'll
right,
try it sometime.
nice.
Let's just go over to Derek to play his PSVR too.
Yeah.
We're coming over,
That's a
Derek.
drive, man.
Watch
That's a
my
drive.
8K TV. I'll invite everybody over. Yeah, we'll all go nuts. Yes, yeah. All right. Which of these two stories? Oh, I see Shadow has his cursor in that one, so I'll take the other one, Shadow. See, Selden's not that nice. He ignores people's cursors and just takes what he wants. So,
I thought you were going to
Starfield-
leave me with the last one. So
Starfield could have been a PlayStation exclusive, prompting Microsoft's ZeniMax acquisition. So this is one of the things that came out during this Sony Microsoft trial, is that Microsoft was like, these fucking fucks, we're going to have like an exclusive themselves. And the only way to get around that was to buy the company that they were going to have an exclusive with and make it our exclusive. And Sony was like, oh, don't pay attention to this hand, pay attention to this hand, because that's all Sony does during this whole thing. Like, if you guys remember way back, like 15 years ago, Microsoft was in bed with Call of Duty, and then Sony paid them the big buckazoids. And then Sony came out during their E3 press conference and they're like, PlayStation, the official home of Call of Duty. And that's when they got their exclusives and the 1 year run. And they did the same thing with Destiny. And Destiny, they had Galahorn a whole year earlier and all this shit. And like now Sony's like, whoa, we can't have exclusives. This isn't right. But Sony had them for a good 15, 20 years. So this was just at least a little bit of comeuppance on Sony, because I know their people are shitting their pants that they don't have Starfield. So whatever, fuck them.
Yeah, I'm not huge on exclusives, but I really hate DLC exclusive like time stuff, because it splits the user base. It splits, especially when you're doing, when you can play on multiple systems, and
the crossplay.
it's like crossplay. Like, then these guys can't play with you. You have to wait 6 months or whatever, and by that time you don't care anymore. You've forgotten about it. You know, maybe now it's out. Okay, but everybody's not playing that already. So it's just, I think it's a bad idea for the DLC to be, and that's a separate thing. But you were mentioning that Call of Duty stuff. So
So fuck them.
yeah. And no, it's a baller move by Microsoft when they bought them and made it exclusive to themselves. I mean, that, especially with the threat of PlayStation making it exclusive. I mean, because this is going to be defining title that comes out. It's, if Microsoft blows this title, you know, it's going to be
Redfall.
Like Redfall. If they blow it as Redfall bad, it's going to be really bad for Microsoft. So, but it's, you know, the game was in development for a long time. They did the right thing by buying them out, make it exclusive, so they could focus all their energies on the Xbox version, the PC version, and, you know, not have to worry about making it for a third platform. So
there was something else they just came out that they said it was going to be exclusive for Xbox. That was Bethesda. Do you guys remember what that was? Some news came out. It was like they confirmed that it was going to be Xbox only. I'll try to find
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember what it is. No, sorry.
Okay. That's good.
So it's looking around for notes.
Nope. I was like, where did I put that?
Oh, the new Indiana Jones game.
Oh yes, yeah, and that was another one that was going to be an exclusive PlayStation game that we stole. So yeah.
We stole. Yeah,
Xbox
it sounds like the Indiana Jones game is a PlayStation type of game, a movie, you know, play along game, like your Last of Us or your.
Now it's an Xbox game.
Yeah, so now it's an Xbox game. So we'll see where it goes with that. So,
all right, last story.
Barbie's pink convertible coming to Forza Horizon 5 along with special Dreamhouse Xbox. Microsoft is also.
I knew you wanted this so bad, Brian.
I have a 5-year-old daughter who loves pink. That's her favorite thing in the world is pink. So, and Barbies and ponies and all that stuff. So Microsoft's also unveiled Barbie and Ken Xbox controller faceplates to celebrate the upcoming movie starring Margot Robbie. So it's a 56 Chevy Corvette in pink. and then a Hummer for Ken that you can both get in Forza Horizon. The
Ken
movie comes out
definitely
July
wants a Hummer.
21st.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I'll bet that will be a joke in the movie too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Looks like lots of innuendo. I saw that preview. I'm like, I take my kids to that, and they wouldn't get any of this stuff, but it's funny for us. So
Exactly.
yeah. And also, yeah, the Xbox looks great. It's very pink. It says Barbie on the front, and it's got like a house you put it into.
Yeah, no, it's
Pretty
got the
crazy.
dream house, so you can.
Yeah, the dream house has got a pool in the back, and
You could totally get one of these for your daughter. Boom, done.
yeah, that's
But
true.
is this
No,
like
no.
is this like one of those special Xbox versions that they only make like the three of them, and they put one up for like a raffle?
Oh no,
or
this
something?
is legit.
Or is this
like,
or is
for
this a
sale.
legit like out in Best Buy like you could buy off a shop?
That's how I read this. It's a legit for sale one.
It says in addition, Microsoft also revealed Xbox wireless controller faceplates that are designed for after Ken and Barbie styles from the movie. They'll be up for grabs in an Xbox giveaway starting July 10th,
Oh, so
alongside
maybe
a
it's
special
not.
edition. So it might just be that they're giving them away in addition to selling them, but it says a
Okay.
special edition pink Xbox Series S that's part of Barbie's dream house. So it doesn't say if
Well,
you're going to be able to
maybe
buy
it's
them or
not
not.
then. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah, 'cause
sure. It's pretty crazy.
Now Selden's sad that he can only get the one. He has to fight
I
in the
mean,
auction for
if
it.
you win this, it's going to be worth a lot of money. I'll tell you that.
Selden, get your checkbook out, motherfucker.
Who says I'm selling it if I get this, man? Come on.
I mean,
that's
it's very
Selden's
pink.
daily ride. Yeah.
I'm gonna paint my room pink around it if I get
There you
this.
go.
Oh,
So that's the
nice.
story.
All right. Well, that wraps up gaming news. So if any of you have stories for us next week, give us a call, 703-527-2661. Email us at podcast@toolplay.com. Comments episode 3 of the Tool Play homepage. And sponsors, if we had them, we'd pimp them, but we don't, so we won't. So we'll just move on. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool Player at twitter.com/toolplay. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. Facebook the fuck us, facebook.com/tool-to-play. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/tool-to-play. That is where all of our archive video content goes. It's like a DVR for your life or a on-demand service for your life. Episodes of this show, quick hits, tips, amateur interviews. It's thank you, Shadow. This was nice. So yeah, Selden was probably to pimp his own show, but you helped pimp it. So Selden, just thank Shadow.
Thanks, Shadow.
All right. So yeah, definitely go there and watch all of our archive video content. Please rate and review the podcast in iTunes. We need some 5-star reviews, and if you have an extra couple seconds, write something nice because somehow that helps in the iTunes algorithm to push us up. We have a Discord channel. That's discord.me/still.game. That's discord.me/still.game. That's where we all hang out all day. I am not the best responder, but I'm better than Tiff. Shadow is probably the quickest responder, or Selden. You guys are kind of fighting for that right now. But yeah, go there, join our Discord, chat with the folks on the show. Yant may come out of his cave at some point. And he's like fucking Groundhog Day, like Puxatawny Phil. He's like, it's February 2nd, it's me. How you doing? And then he goes away or whatever. Like no,
I called him out last week. I thought maybe he'd show up, but
no. So you can't just call his name like he's Beetlejuice. He just doesn't show up. Oh shit, Beetlejuice is here. I fucked up. All right. Okay. No, yeah. Yant doesn't show up just with his name called. He used to, but now he needs more. Cash money really is what he's looking for. But anyway, but join our Discord and you can talk with all of us and we'll talk to you as much as we can during the day. Some of us are busier than others. Selden seems to have lots of free time. So,
he's outside a lot though too.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he's trying to hide from his house. It's like there's
climbing mountains and stuff.
Yeah. Fishing. Real fishing like you played last week. Yes, yeah. All right. So before we wrap up the show, you guys have anything you want to pimp? Selden?
Yeah, you can find me and all my socials on Linktree /Selden007. You can find all my links to all my socials there. Thinking about moving over to Kick with all the cool streamers, Amaranth and Ninja and those guys. So we'll see.
Oh, you're totally in their league, so that would make sense.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
How are you not already there?
I'm just waiting for the big paycheck. That's all. But no, all my socials there. You can find it there. So yeah, check me out. How about you, Shadow?
Just pimp out Child's Play for therapeutic games for kids in hospitals. Yeah. Check every week. I'll try to pimp out things for kids for helping them out regarding gaming. So check it out.
Fair enough.
And
How about you, Derek? What are you?
No, thanks, guys. Thanks for throwing it my way. So all of my shit is at Linktree /Derek Nolan. That's linktr.e/Derek Nolan. That's all of my socials from Twitter to Facebook to OnlyFans to you name it. Also, all of the shows, things that I mentioned earlier, they're all locked in there as well. But if I was going to pimp something outside of this, it's Lotus Eater's OnlyFans. Oh shit! Oh, Lotus is here in chat. No, but yeah, if you need to do something outside of this, Child's Play is a great charity. We also have done things for Wounded Warrior Project. We've done things for Stack Up. So these are places to look, like kids, veterans of war. Like, these are people we want to take care of. We want to send shit over to people overseas. We want to send shit to hospitals. Make sure we take care of these kids. So yeah, definitely look out for someone that's less fortunate than you, because there certainly are. Even if you feel like you're not doing super well, there's someone that's doing less well than you. And if you feel like you're doing like God tier shit, there's certainly tons of people that are doing less than you. So just kick some shekels back in them and make them feel good. So all right, now that I took us this downer, I'm going to try to bring us back up in 3, 2, 1. Lion face, lemon face, lion face, lemon face. I learned that from Kev. So who actually learned it from Ben Affleck. So this is a legit method of correcting your
name dropping.
Your stance. No, I did name drop a few things there. So before we wrap up, I want to remind you all, you can join us each and every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific at youtube.com/tooltoplay, facebook.com/tooltoplay, and twitch.tv/still_got_game. And on that, why don't we wrap this? We were back for 1 week, but we're off next week. Episode up. I'm Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Chris Selden 007 Selden.
I am Brian Shadow Everett.
This.